Okay. So just to give some context to that, and so we're starting fresh here. I experienced a power failure this morning, and it was I think at this area of town, this area of the city, so it was pretty widespread. And the first thing I did was check the power company, and they there was a power confirmed there was a power outage, and they sent us texts and emails and all this stuff. And so the question was, first of all, what am I going to do? What am I going to do about the internet?
2023, there is a power outage. What can I do of my life?
Yeah, what can I do if I have no internet? How can I run my life? And
How can I breathe?
yeah, right.
Almost.
Yeah. But the thing is that was just a minor inconvenience because I have home internet and I have a cell phone that has a hotspot on it, and so
Okay.
can easily do that. And so that was a minor inconvenience. Charging my phone, it's like, well, my phone's down to about 14%. What am I going to do now?
Oh.
And that was a little bit of an adventure. I have I don't know if you have one of these, but if you don't have one, I'd recommend you get one. It's a little battery the size of a paperback book, and you charge it up via USB, and you keep it in your car. And if your battery goes dead, or if you run across somebody whose battery is dead, you can use this little device to jump their battery. And so I bought that one time, and that saved me on more than one occasion. But it also has within it a USB port, so you can charge your phone. So I had to look for that. It turns out it wasn't in my car; it was in Corvo's car, and I had to remember that. But brought it in, so I was charging my phone on this little brick because I had a connection call with a guy who's in the UK, and I didn't want to use an excuse that, well, I can't connect with you because the power's out in my house. So
That
that
would
was
have
that
been a
was
good
my
excuse.
adventure.
That could have been a good excuse, but it's funny to, what I hear is that we're so used to, having everything. We take
Yeah.
everything for
Yes,
granted. And
exactly.
all of a sudden there is a power outage and we don't know what to do.
Well, the
Yeah,
thing is, I
but,
actually knew what to do, and I
yeah,
and I did it, and it was a minor blip for me. I'm not
yeah,
saying
you
that I
were still.
speak for everybody, but
Yeah, but I
yeah,
just imagine, if it was cold, it means that people don't have a heater anymore, so you
right,
need to wear
right,
more clothes,
yeah,
and yeah, so little these,
yeah.
inconveniences. But I remember we were reading, like 3 years ago, the Little House in the Prairie series,
Yeah, yeah.
and the Ingalls family. There is one of the book, The Long Winter, and when you read that, and it was just awful, and they didn't have AC or a heater.
Yeah, their house might have
So
been buried underneath a snowdrift, and
yeah, they
or
would just be
yeah,
sleeping, and in the morning they would be like snow white all over their sheets and
yeah,
everything. So I just imagine that sometimes, and I realize how far we've come and how
yeah.
lucky we are to live
Yeah, it did
the way
got
we live.
about 3 hours into it. I did notice it was getting. I'm still wearing the sweatshirt I finally put on, so that was it's like, well, it's going to get cold. What are you going to do? Well, maybe put on some layers of
Yeah,
clothes.
you have clothes, so that's funny. So
But
yeah,
yeah, yeah, actually,
2023.
but if you think about it, if this would have gone on for a
But what
day
happened?
or two
Is it
days,
super cold there? What
it
caused the
is it's pretty cold, and they're projecting in the forecast for this afternoon is freezing rain,
yeah,
whatever
but
that means.
do you know what caused power outage?
I think it's something related to something they were the power company was doing. I'm not
Mhm.
sure exactly. I'm trying to imagine if it was because sometimes when there's a lot of power usage, the grid will break. But I don't think that's the case here today. And the grid in Colorado is built for these times. There have been plenty of times where we've had really severe weather and the power stayed on. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm not
Anyway,
sure.
mm,
It's just one of those things, I guess.
okay. Anyway, so we haven't seen the sun in 5 or 6
Oh,
days. It's
really? So
been
yeah,
rain,
it's
yeah.
similar.
So I'm like, okay, this is a time of the year where people get depressed because
Yes.
we're lacking sun,
Yep.
and
Yep.
So I was thinking of the power or the more of your thoughts, what can you do?
Right.
To keep being happy and joyful, even though the weather is not that great. So I
Yeah,
think
just
dancing helps a lot.
yeah,
Just
I did a little bit of dancing this morning, and
dancing is
yeah.
fun. We had a wonderful, like so much fun year-end party.
Oh yeah, I saw your
Um,
post. You guys were
yeah.
up till 3 in the morning or something
Oh yeah, I went
dancing.
to bed after
Nice.
4
Oh,
actually.
that's
People
amazing.
left at after 3. And it was awesome because it was a last minute party. I told you I was invited to a party. I didn't
Yeah.
go and I saw my own party and there were people and it was so much fun. And my daughter, she went to bed at 6:30 and then she woke up around 11 something.
So
There
she
was
was
so
there
much
for the
noise.
festivities.
There was so much noise. And then so she partied with us, in her
Oh, that's
pajamas.
awesome.
It
Oh, I
was
love it.
fun.
That's really
So
cool.
yeah. And then yesterday morning, I mean, we woke up, she woke me up at 8. So I didn't have a lot of sleep.
Uh,
And we were just, happy, joyous because we've had that wonderful dance party and
yeah.
everybody was, in a good mood. And so I'm like, yeah, the recipe to sad mood is putting on music and start, moving, dancing.
It's hard to yeah, it's hard to keep that sad mood around when you're
Yeah.
dancing or when I was talking to a guy last week, and he's into um laughing. Like it's part of his coaching practice. It's laughter therapy, like laughing yoga and all this stuff like that. And when you start laughing, it's kind of hard to it's kind of hard to maintain a bad
Yeah.
attitude.
And it
Yeah.
liberates, those
Yeah.
hormones,
Yeah.
endorphins that make you happy. And is it
Yeah.
endorphins? I think it is. But anyway, it's fun.
Yeah,
The
yeah, it's like you're
endorphin.
deliberately creating it.
Yeah, the hormones, there are cortisol and adrenaline
Yeah,
that are bad ones, and there are endorphins, and I don't know what that
yeah.
are the happy ones. So,
So what's your I know you sent me a playlist, but what are the tunes that come to your mind as tunes to dance to?
oh, the playlist I sent to you is 90s, and it's like
Uh,
quiet music.
yeah,
It's like Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey and things
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But to dance, we dance Black Eyed Peas. We dance.
Okay.
Went back to Madonna, La Isla Bonita. We dance Happy. We dance Shakira. Like all of
Yeah.
that. We were all like, okay. We even dance songs that I didn't know. Like everybody will be like, okay, this one from the 80s, and I have like a small TV, but we will look it up on YouTube and then put it, with
And
the
put the video on it.
yes,
Yeah.
and then we'll be dancing and all of it. So it's just fun. It was just fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you do any like organized dances? I like here we would call it line dancing. It was big in
Choreography. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I guess if you consider that we were all doing the waka waka, we were just imitating Shakira. We weren't in a
Mm-hmm.
line or anything, but we were all just dancing. It was so much fun. Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, so I think that was a wonderful way to kick off the new year. And I
Yeah.
told you about my word of the year that I love.
Uh-huh.
I told you recreation
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it has
recreate. Yeah,
two meanings.
yes.
Um,
Yeah.
you recreate something, you redo, you
Mhm.
renew your strengths, but you also have fun and hobby.
Right.
Recreation, like in France, recess at school is called récréation, recreation,
Oh,
so
really? That's
yeah, we
interesting.
call
So,
recess récréation. Yeah, so it's fun. So yeah, living
yeah,
my
that's
life
interesting how
as
how now my mind's going to if you have that word in your head and that's the word you associate with that time,
oh yeah, it's
how
fun.
different that might be from than well, I don't even know what the word recess comes from, but
Oh yeah, it's recreation.
yeah.
It's fun. It's like time off to go and play.
Yeah.
And so living my life as a recess is so much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, and well the thing is you can do that all the time.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
also means recreate, because I
Yeah.
am, recreating a new life and new family situation and everything. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think it's fun. So I like that word, This is maybe, I don't usually do words of the year. I'm not sure I've done a lot or I've never lived by them, but
Mm.
I like this one. So I'm going to hold on to it.
Yeah, I have a couple of not words of the years, but a couple of well, I'll give you an example. One project that I was exposed to from reading The Ultimate Coach, and it said that one of the books that or self-study courses that Steve Hardison recommends is A Course in Miracles. And
I
so
love that.
I download that book, and at the back it has the guide for students with 1 page a day, right?
It's very good.
And
Marianne Williamson, there is a study guide of it.
yeah,
The Marianne
yeah,
Williamson.
it's included in the volume I have. Is it has like the whole principles of it, which is the bulk of the book, and then there's the study guide for students, which has 365 separate days, and then there's
That's
the guide
nice.
for teachers at the end. But anyway, I last year made it through, I want to say 120 of
Oh, you
them.
started it last
Yeah,
year.
I started it, but a couple of months into the year, I didn't keep it up. So now I'm thinking, well,
Are
I
you gonna
started
finish it?
yesterday. Oh, I'm gonna start. I'm just start over.
Oh, if I were you, I would finish it because we don't finish the things, and I think it's good just to finish it
Yeah.
and then start it over again. I would say,
Mm.
or you will never get to the end.
Well, it's too late because I started it over,
Ah,
and the first, actually the first two lessons were really powerful. The first one is, and actually Steve's watching right now, so maybe if you want to share, Steve, how you approached A Course in Miracles, and if there's an approach you had. But anyway, the lesson on the first day is you look at everything around you and you say, this means nothing. So this timer means nothing. This audio interface, this microphone means nothing. So nothing has any inherent meaning. So that's the first one. And then today's was, any meaning that I give something is something that I've created.
yeah.
And
You
so
give the
that's really
meaning. Yeah.
powerful, just to be reminded of that. So,
I
if I
love
don't get
that. When
beyond day two, but I can incorporate those into my being, that's good for
I
me.
love it. It reminds me of the forum, the landmark forum. It's not to revere it, but one of my biggest takeaway was that, like everything is meaningless and we
Yes.
attach to things. It's just, life is just facts, right? A series of facts. And we attach to those facts the meaning we want,
Yeah.
like if I believe in God, I'll see God in the things that happen. If you don't believe, and you can give a whole another meaning, or somebody smiling at you, you will give a meaning to that, and I can give a different meaning to it.
Yeah, but the meaning is, it's your creation.
It's your creation.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what
nice.
the fantastic.
I love the similarities. The book that
I just wanted to say, Steve commented here. He says, I approach A Course in Miracles and every other thing or person with an open mind and an open heart. So that's
Steve, for sure. Not surprised. That's you,
yeah.
Steve. That's funny. Anyway, so yeah, the other book I know that's big for him, for Steve, is Way of the Master.
Way of Mastery. I have that.
I haven't read that one yet. So
there have been several. I got about that was another one I got about halfway through the first book, and several things in there were very impactful. Like I've mastered the art of being a student. That.
So did you finish it?
Yeah, the difference between the master and the student is the master has mastered the art of being a student.
Yeah. So are you going to finish it?
Yeah, I'm going to finish that one. Yeah.
Okay. So you're not going to go back to the beginning, are you?
I don't think I'm going to go back to that one. That's bookmarked the way it is, and I'm just going to plow through. And I'm a big believer in the Eric Lofholm. He's the one I first heard this concept from. Is like, read something 7 times. If you want to really get something out of it, read it 7 times.
Yeah, but you need to finish the first time.
Well, yeah, okay.
If you just read half of it every time, you will master the first half. I say that I have for years I've done that. Reading the Bible throughout the year, and I'm like Genesis, I know it by heart, and
because you started at the beginning.
I know it by heart and all of that. And then I wouldn't, go, the Revelation, the last book, I wouldn't know it. Yeah. So I think it was 7, 8 years ago, I started listening to the Daily Audio Bible. That is a reading that we'll read every day, about 20 minutes a part of the New Testament, a part of the Old Testament, a part of Psalms, and then Proverbs. And so in a year, you read all the Bible, right? Instead of just, saying, okay, I'll start my, my Bible at the beginning. So every day I read a little part of all of it. And so I've listened to the whole Bible several times because of that daily audio Bible. And it's a whole community online that starts on January 1st, and they read it, it's amazing. It's Brian Hardin that I love. I've actually been to see him talk several years ago here in Michigan, and he's in Tennessee. And yeah, there are millions following him through that. Anyway, all that to say, you need to finish.
So when you're reading, do you have we can talk about this on a different episode, but I'm interested to know if there's a particular preferred version that you would read, or does it matter?
The Bible, I have my this one is my favorite one. I have a lot here, but this is New American Standard Bible. And the pages that I really like, I underline them, and then I write in them, and I write notes. NASB, and I do like the NIV, New International Version, and also the NLT, New Living Translation. And if I'm really studying something, I will also read the Amplified Version. That kind of amplifies it, gives more word. And I also just love taking one verse and then reading it in like 10.
So reading it across 10 different.
Yeah, but just one verse, just to to get the essence of it. So it depends. Good. But I do have a lot of Bibles.
Well, let me read just a couple other. Steve was on fire with his comments today. So here's another one. He said, "This is something I learned really more deeply this past year for sure. It's not what we look at that matters; it's what we see that matters." As a possibility, we do not see the word the way it is; we see it the way we are being.
Yes.
Loves us both. Oh, he's asking, so we got to stay on because you have to answer this. What is one of your favorite Bible verses?
Me? Yeah. That's my reverse. It's Romans 12, 1 and 2. That says not to be conformed to the patterns of this world, but to let our spirit be renewed, by the renewing of your mind. So yes, 12, 1 and 2. So that's one of my life verse. I love also Ephesians 1, 11, that God, he does all things according to the power of his will. One of my favorite. I love the book of John. I love where it says that, I think it's John 15, I am the vine and you are the branches. If you are in me and me in you, you will bear much fruits. And then I can go on and on. I do know a lot of verses, but I would say,
Steve says his is Jesus wept. And
it's the shortest verse.
I would.
I love
when
that
I was
one
a
too.
kid and we were in Mormon seminary, we had to memorize the Bible verses. And
I love that one too. Yes, and when I became a Christian, my favorite one that would make me cry was Galatians 2:20. I have been crucified with Christ. It's no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. And the life that I now live, I live in faith, in Christ who loves me and give himself up for me, something like that. So I would read that and I would cry.
I love it.
Yeah, but I would say like Romans 12, 1 and 2 would be like my life purpose, my life verse, and
I've got to go.
Asking you.
No, nobody's asking me, but I'm going to tell you.
What's your favorite?
For the book of James, I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's the one that comes to mind right now. And I can't give you the citation of what chapter verse, but it's if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God. You give it to all men liberally and upbraideth not. And
yes, he gives to all men. Yes, according. Yeah, it's in James. I love the beginning of James that says that when it's about trouble. I forgot now, but it says when you experience trouble of all sorts, that to take heart because he has overcome the world. In this world you will have troubles and all of that. So it's really about resilience too. in the
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Steve shared another one. By this you shall know that you are my
you are my
disciples, that
children
you
if you
love
love
one
one
another.
another. John
Yeah.
50. Yeah, I love that
Yeah.
one too. First John. It's
Yeah.
in First John. That's I have Steve. I have a frame of it in my living room.
Yeah.
By this you will know. Yeah, I do.
That's
That's
a
one of my
beautiful one.
favorites too. I hope you'll come to my house one day so you can see. Anyway,
All
okay.
right. Well, we gotta get on with getting on, I guess. What do you got going on today?
Yeah, the kids
Your day's
they
over.
were at the movies with my co-parents, and they just got home. So
Uh-huh.
I'll feed everyone dinner. It's already 6 here.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
yeah,
good. Yeah.
it's
So
already
well,
6 p.m. So it's dinner time.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go practice some more music and work some more on my business. Actually, well, maybe tomorrow. This is a prompt that we might not use, but I started I started a new CRM program, and so
So I would
pretty
love to hear
pretty
more about
excited
it
about that.
tomorrow.
But anyway, we will see. Steve says last comment. We'll let him have the last word. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I love that
Yeah,
too.
happy
I
New
love that.
Year.
Happy New Year and
All right,
happy
everybody have a thanks for joining us. Everybody have a
good night.
fantastic afternoon or evening. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, that was fun.
You can come, Bella Joy. Yes.